Leave me, Vulcan. I don't want to talk right now.
I'm sorry about your dad. She took me by surprise. I didn't have time to protect him.
Even though I wish you could have saved him, it's not your fault. It's that witch.
Yeah, but it's understandable that she'd be mad at your father.
Whatever he did to her, he didn't deserve to die like that. She's a murderer, a monster.
A monster that maybe just saved your life.
Perhaps. But why did my father have her imprisoned? Did he know she would try to kill him?
He had us to protect him, and if he hadn't shown up in the middle of the swamp, he'd still be alive. It just doesn't make sense. We have to find out what he was doing. He must have been up to something, because he didn't talk to anyone about it. Not even the people who were supposed to take care of him.
What are you accusing him of?
Nothing really. I'm just asking questions. But I'm going to need your help to find the answers.
I will help you. I need to know what happened as much as you.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
What do you want to know?
I need your help. Come with me.
If you want.
Vulcan, you must help me. The prince is dying.
Well, I'm happy to see that my talents as a doctor are finally being recognized.
There's no doubt an explosion would cure him of all his ills forever. But I was actually thinking about your connections with the Red Scribes. If you could speak to them, it would save me having the prince's death on my conscience.
I wouldn't exactly call myself a friend of theirs. But yeah, I can always give it a try. So is the prince doing any better?
He is still in a coma. He doesn't seem much better, no.
I'm going to talk with the Red Scribes, Doctor. He might know of a cure.
Thank you.
Let's change the subject. I have a few questions I need to ask you. Who is the elf in the healing house? Is he really your prince?
He is Prince Arundel, the son of our king and heir to the Elven crown. Therefore, yes, he is our king.
How the hell did he end up here?
Prince Arundel led a detachment of the Elven army sent to harass the Deadwalkers. And when he reached Bastion, he fell into an ambush. I got wind of this trap, but by the time I arrived, it was too late. When I caught up to the prince, he was already wounded, and most of his soldiers were dead. Those who survived covered our retreat.
To here?
Yes. The route to Carolthas was too dangerous. I knew about this village and felt that it would be secure for at least a little while. As soon as he gets better, we shall leave for Carolthas. The remainder of the human and elven armies are gathering there. That is where the final stage of the war will be played out.
Elves are pretty rare. I haven't had the chance to talk to many. Can you tell me more about your people?
We are born in the trees, eat only seeds, and we spend all the livelong day singing.
I get the feeling you're fucking with me.
Perish the thought. Well, it's just that we aren't that different from you humans, despite what one hears. Our civilization is obviously a bit older, so we have had the time to learn from our mistakes. We don't really live in the same rhythm as you do. We move a little slower, and most of us are prone to having at least some respect for the past. This is the reason why we never destroy anything, that we prefer to build on top of things.
I've heard that you are immortal.
That joke has lived for 15 generations. I will never get tired of it. No, we're not immortal. We live long lives, though, much longer than you. We are resistant to poisons, rotten food, and toxic body odor, apparently. Unfortunately, these things do not make us immortal.
Don't elves ever make war?
That's an impression we like to give other people. The fact is, we do go to war, just never against each other. You must understand that, given our long lifetimes, battles are fairly futile. This may well be what has motivated the choices of our king concerning the Ice Lords. But we certainly know how to fight, and you'll see proof of that soon enough.
So it's the prince who gives the orders.
The word orders may not be the best one. We do not submit nor obey easily. Our kings are a reference, wise men who can point out the way. They tend to guide us rather than give us orders. But to answer your question, it is his father, the king, who is the leader of our people.
You seem different from the other elves I've met. Where are you from?
Really? I seem different. And yet I have such pointy ears. And if you really want to know, I actually come from one of the most ancient and noble houses that exists. I'm even linked to the royal family. But I can assure you that I am sufficiently far down the line of succession to be in no danger of being crowned. And my reputation is no help either.
As far as bad reputations go, every mercenary has got one, so we're used to it.
Let's just say that I got into enough trouble to eventually be considered a traitor to my people. When I got involved in the war, I disagreed with decisions made by the king. He thought that this war, like so many others, would not last. That the conquests won by the Ice Lords would melt away like all the human victories before them had. But I thought differently. Right from the start of hostilities, I began to requisition certain resources I felt necessary for those doing the fighting. More food, more weapons, better armor. When my people discovered what I'd done, I was declared an outlaw, and many saw me as a thief, which, in a manner of speaking, I guess I was.
You refused to obey the orders of your king, and you stole resources. No wonder they outlawed your ass.
Nonetheless, I was right. The Deadwalker army is a threat to us all, and not only the humans. If we had entered the war at the start, joining with the humans, we would have had a chance of defeating them. Today we might already be too late. The human armies were decimated, and Virtual is in ruins. So perhaps they consider me a traitor, but my conscience is clear. It is my people who should be ashamed.
Let's change the subject. I'll leave you here.
It's frustrating. I feel completely useless here.
Mercenary?
Are you Alas's assistant?
I am. I mean, I was actually his deputy, to be more specific.
You and me need to have a chat, and I hope for your sake that I'm going to like it. What the hell was your wonderful master up to in the swamp? Who is this Edwin that he locked up there?
I don't know what you're talking about. He never said anything to me about the swamp, or locking someone up. Such things are not in the habits of our order.
You must know who this woman is.
Yes, of course. She's a witch, more powerful in the arcane arts than any scribe will ever be. Several months ago, we caught her trying to steal some ancient documents in one of the Order's libraries.
What kind of documents?
Very theoretical ones related to magic. To be honest, it's not one of my specialties, but they tell of the World Heart and the origin of the Ice Lords. The fact is that our master believed that she could be of more use to us doing research than in a prison. He made an agreement with her, and from then on, she's been our guest.
So why was the woman locked up?
I suppose that there's some connection with the agreement that she made with my master, even if I don't understand why things turned out that way. The way I understand the agreement, it stipulated that she could have access to all of our archives on condition that she help us with a ritual.
The one in the temple?
Yes, she helped to create the catalyst that you saw. Our intentions were noble. The ritual was to help us create a link with the World Heart, to break the ones the Ice Lords have made.
It didn't work as planned.
Indeed. I suppose that had something to do with her. She must have sabotaged the catalyst, so the ritual would fail. Now I realize that we should never have trusted the woman. Our master obviously understood that and was suspicious. That must have been why he locked her up, even though it's not at all like him.
Why was he trying to guard this secret to the point of threatening to kill his own daughter?
I don't understand it myself. He was a wise and good man who adored his daughter, even if sometimes he was overly demanding of her. That's what I thought, at least.
What's gonna happen now? What's gonna become of your order and our contract?
Our order will carry on as before, even after the deaths of our previous masters. As Aeolas is no more, now it is my turn to lead. As for your contract, it still holds. The sad fate that has befallen us, and you, does not change the terms.
And the Freeborn Blades always honor their contracts. Very well. Let's change the subject.
Vulcan, what can I do for you?
Can I do something for you?
Yes, you came by at just the right time. Our healer, Sylvan, needs help. Can you go help him?
Have you noticed how some of the villagers are behaving in a weird way?
I haven't seen it myself, but I've been told about it. I can't tell you why they're behaving like that, but it may be that it's connected with the feeling we all have. The feeling is that a corrupt and unhealthy source of magic is nearby, and that it is growing hour by hour, to our peril.
Uh-huh. You really know how to cheer someone up. I need your help. I'll be going now. I just saw Leeches. Do you need help?
I think that my colleague has exaggerated my need for assistance. But there is actually something you could do for me. As you must have noticed, there is some kind of corruption in the swamp. It seems to be more concentrated in the north. If you could take some samples of the animal and plant life in the area for me to study, I could learn about its properties.
No problem. I was planning on going there anyway. Do you have any idea how to wake the elf prince up?
Unfortunately, I don't. I think I've tried just about every remedy I know, but nothing works.
You said just about. I'm guessing that's not by chance?
It's true. There's one formula I haven't tried yet. An extremely powerful solution that requires a certain ingredient to make. An ingredient I don't have.
What is it?
A very virulent poison secreted by the chrysalid queen. But be careful you don't mix them up with the ones you usually see. I wanted to go looking for them myself, but the villagers stopped me. They say they're really dangerous. It seems they can be found along the road we took to get here. And apparently, they only come out at night.
I'll get you some. I haven't found any more corruption extracts.
Maybe you've cleaned the corruption from the swamp. Oh well.
I'll be going now.